You know that feeling, right? When you're kind of stuck in a workflow, maybe, and you need to send out an email, one that looks, well, sharp, professional, but you just don't have the time, or let's be honest, maybe the HTML chops to really make it shine.
Yeah, a lot of platforms give you basic email tools, which is fine for, just getting info out there.
Exactly, but how do you make them actually engaging? Make them stand out. Okay, so let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into a surprisingly neat solution. We're talking about crafting custom formatted emails right inside Laserfiche workflow.
And the key is using a tool most of us already know really well.
Microsoft Word. Like completely bypassing the need for complex HTML coding. It sounds almost too simple.
It does, yeah.
So our mission today is basically to pull back the curtain on this this really clever method. It comes from a Consultant's Corner article on the CDI blog.
By Kyle Nebel, yeah.
And we're going to show you how this, like one little checkbox in Laserfiche workflow, it just unlocks a whole world of design possibilities, making your communications look great, not just functional. And with, like the article says, almost no effort.
That's a promise.
Yeah, it feels like a real shortcut to professional communication without getting totally bogged down in technical stuff. Imagine making your emails really sing without touching a line of code.
Well, what's really fascinating here, I think, is how such a simple, often overlooked feature can just completely transform a common task.
Correct.
It's a perfect example of how, understanding the tools we already have can give us so much value and efficiency.
Right.
Sort of pushes us to look closer, doesn't it, at the software we use every day.
Definitely. Okay, so let's set the stage a bit more. Laserfiche workflow. Many of you listening use it. It has an email activity, which is great, super useful for sending emails, pulling in dynamic info with tokens.
Yeah, tokens for the body, subject, addresses. Yeah. It works.
It absolutely gets the basic job done. But here's the catch the article points out. That standard email editor. It just doesn't let you do that engaging and artistic formatting. Not unless you dive into HTML.
Right. Raw HTML.
And for a lot of us, that's a real barrier, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
That specific HTML knowledge, those skills, the article says many of us do not have them. And it's true. It really stops you if you want things to look polished and, consistently branded.
And that's really where the problem hits home, professionally speaking. Basic, unformatted emails, they can just fall flat.
Yeah, they just exist.
Exactly. They might get the info across, but there's no impact. No branding reinforcement, key data isn't highlighted. It can really hinder effective communication, which is why this workaround we're talking about is so valuable.
Right. It elevates things.
Definitely. For anyone wanting to make their workflow outputs better and make sure the message actually lands.
All right. And this is where we get to the pivotal discovery, the solution the article brings up. Along comes the update Word document activity to save the day. That's literally what it says.
Yeah. Dramatic, but accurate.
And here's the really cool part, the hidden gem. Tucked away in the advanced properties of this activity is a checkbox called Emit Email Token.
Just a little checkbox.
Just a little checkbox. And as the article puts it, it makes it super easy to create beautifully formatted emails with almost no effort. It basically takes this complex problem and just simplifies it, lets the design do the work.
It's almost funny, isn't it, how one tiny setting can unleash all that power?
Yeah.
And connecting it to the bigger picture, it's really about spotting those overlooked bits of functionality, the ones that drastically simplify things. We often think, oh, new problem, need a new tool. But sometimes the best solutions are hiding right there in what we already have, this emit email token checkbox. It's exactly that. Small detail, huge impact.
Okay, love the concept. So let's get practical. How do you actually do it? Step one, according to the article, is all about the design phase. Create the MS Word template file.
Right. This is where you set up the look and feel.
And the key here is using something called merge fields in Word. Basically, you open Word, design your email, visually fonts, colors, layout, maybe even images.
Exactly how you want it to look.
And then wherever you need dynamic info plugged in, like a name or a date or whatever, you insert these merge fields. They're just placeholders that Laserfiche will fill in later.
It's a great way to use Word's design power.
Totally. And here's a crucial tip, straight from the source. Be careful with headers and footers.
Ah, yes.
It says, headers, footers will appear on your email, so don't use them if you want a cleaner look. Good heads up.
Definitely. Could save some frustration later. And this step really shows the power, doesn't it? Using Word's full design suite, you're not just making a static thing.
Right. It's dynamic.
It's a framework for personalized content. You get the visual appeal and the specific data for each person. Best of both worlds, really.
Beautiful design, dynamic content. Love it. Okay, so you've got your word masterpiece ready. Now the action moves into Laserfiche workflow itself. This is step 2. Build your workflow.
Where the magic happens.
Exactly. First, you add the update Word document activity into your workflow, wherever it makes sense. Then you upload that Word doc you just made, upload it as a server attachment.
So workflow can access it on the server.
Yep. And then comes the really critical part, mapping those merge fields. Inside that activity, you basically tell Laserfiche, okay, take this bit of data from the workflow.
Wait at the case number.
And put it into that merge field in the Word doc. You link them up.
And the article notes, yeah, that data will come from earlier steps in your workflow. Depends on your setup.
Makes sense. And now, drumroll, the absolute key step, activating the email token.
The linchpin.
You go into the advanced properties of that update Word document activity. There's a little gear icon. Click that and just check the box. Emit email token. That's it. That's the magic switch.
So simple.
It really is. Okay, finally, you add the regular email activity to your workflow. Go into its email editor, and here you scroll down until you see the update Word document activity listed.
Right.
And you choose the email option from it. That links the generated content. And crucially, check the apply formatting option and just type in HTML.
And just to be super clear there.
Yeah.
You're not writing any HTML yourself.
No, not at all. You're just telling the email activity, hey, use the HTML that Word created for my template.
Got it. Makes sense.
And the very last step, naturally, is publish and then test your workflow.
See how it looks.
See how that beautiful email actually turns out?
You know, this really shows how clever the integration is. Taking two different powerful tools,
Word and workflow,
and making them work together seamlessly to get a result that honestly would normally need specialist skills like HTML code.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great example of that cross-application synergy. And it does make you wonder, doesn't it?
Wonder what?
How often do we overlook these kinds of smart connections in our own work? Just because we don't realize Tool A's output can feed perfectly into Tool B.
That's a really good point. We get stuck in silos sometimes. So, okay, let's bring this back. What does this all mean for you, the listener? You need quick, solid knowledge, but without getting overwhelmed.
Right. The takeaway.
The core takeaway is exactly what the source promises. You get the ability to create these really visually impactful professional emails with significant time savings and absolutely no need for HTML skills. None.
Zero HTML required.
Which makes sophisticated, branded, informative emails suddenly accessible to anyone using Laserfiche workflow in Word. You get that high-quality result, and it's genuinely a streamlined way to present info well. It's like finding an efficiency cheat code.
Exactly. And it's not just about prettier emails, though that's great.
Right.
It's about these intelligent workarounds, maximizing what your existing software can actually do.
Yeah.
It shows that innovation isn't always about complex new code or learning whole new skills.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just smart integration, understanding the full potential of the tools you already pay for. It's about working smarter, leveraging what you've got.
Working smarter, not harder. Love that. So there you have it. The power of turning simple Word docs into pretty sophisticated dynamic email templates, all inside Laserfiche workflow. And ditching the need for HTML expertise entirely is quite remarkable, really, how one small detail unlocks so much.
It really is. So maybe let this leave you with a thought to chew on, given how this tiny checkbox unlocks such powerful formatting. What other overlooked features, what other simple integrations might be hiding in the software you use every day? Yeah, just waiting to streamline some common task or maybe elevate your professional output. What seemingly basic tools could you combine in unexpected ways to create something really impressive? There's probably more potential right under our noses than we think.
Always more to discover if you just look a little closer.